Right now at 5, hope for more peace in a city ravaged by rioting and looting just 48 hours ago.
Our sincere hope is that we see what we saw yesterday.
But this city is far from back to normal.
Did you ever play the game with no crowd?
Never. It ought to be interesting.
Tonight, Baltimore tries to bounce back from days of unrest. And as we take a look at some live pictures from Baltimore, and it is a much more calm and peaceful day on the streets of that city today. And there is news just in from Baltimore on the death investigation that sparked all of these protests. A report on the investigation into the death of Freddie Gray. We now know that it will not be released Friday as initially planned.
A heavy police presence remains, and when the Baltimore Orioles took the field this afternoon, they did it without a single fan in the stands. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live in Baltimore tonight. So Ted, what are you seeing around the city today?
Well, Erica and Rick, what I'm seeing right now is a lot of people just really trying to get back to normal. This intersection here behind me, this is where most of the rioting was, where most of the trouble was. You can see today traffic is going through that area, and people, as we said, trying to get back to normal. Police are lined up in force near Ground Zero for where the unrest broke out in West Baltimore. But there's a big difference. Today, they're simply in uniform, no longer flanked in riot gear.
Show's over, people. Let's go home.
At 10 last night, police cleared the streets for an overnight curfew. They had to use smoke bombs to get some stragglers to leave. 10 people were arrested while the National Guard and police patrolled the city.
If he changed me, if he saved me, I know the same God.
Today, preaching is taking the place of yelling and protests at Pennsylvania and North Street. This is where the trouble was, where police cars were burned and a CVS was torched.
It was scary. I'm not used to stuff like this.
Shanika Powell lives just steps away. She's grateful that today she can sit on her front step and not worry. But she's also saddened by what she saw.
I feel like this is a city we all have to live in and coerce in and get along in at the end of every day. So that's how you feel. Take it to whom it need to be taken to. Don't take it out on the only city that you have to call home.
She, like many in West Baltimore, want answers as to what happened to Freddie Gray, who died in police custody, touching off the protests and violence here. But what many wonder is, why did rioters target their own neighborhood? And why did it get violent?
They doing worse than the police. They saying the police treat us bad. Yeah, they do. But we treat us bad. We did this. We burned that CVS. The police didn't burn that CVS.
And take a look at this video, how weird. This is coming out of Camden Yard. Today, the Baltimore Orioles took the field, but there were no fans in the stands. Fans were not allowed in there just in case of trouble. Even more strange, when they hit a home run and no one was there to cheer. By the way, the Orioles went on to beat the White Sox 8-2. Now, also today, we are just learning just in the past few minutes that there will not be anything released about the cause of death of Freddie Gray. That was expected to come out on Friday. What we are hearing is what's going to happen now. The results from the autopsy about what caused his death, that will go directly to the state attorney's office. The idea behind this, according to police, is that they don't want to impede the investigation at all by making all that information public. So right now, that information is going to go to the state attorney's office. Live in Baltimore, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Ted, bizarre to see an empty ballpark with players there playing a Major League Baseball game. But school was back in session today, having been canceled yesterday. Did everything go smoothly with that? And what's everybody thinking about the curfew that'll go in place again later on tonight?
I have to go cut another pack.
Yeah, that curfew will go back into place later on tonight. That goes into place at 10 o'clock. Police are ready for that. They have their vehicles stationed around the city in case they need to kind of move people out of the area, trying to coerce them and get them to go back home. As for schools, that all went pretty smoothly from what we understand today. Offices were also open, as well as government office, too, here in Baltimore.
Thank you. That's CBS 4's Ted Scouten reporting live in Baltimore, Maryland tonight.